All right, y'all. We are entering black walnut season, nut season, and so far I was able to harvest one so far. These I'm actually going to throw back out to the squirrels because I've been letting them sit in here for a little while, but I actually got two of these. They're a little bit too black for me because I use them to harvest. You gotta excuse my camera. I cracked my screen, so it's a little blurry. But these are a little bit too damaged for me to actually use the hulls for parasite cleansing. Love that smell. But I did harvest the one, and this is the leftover walnut. I'm actually gonna throw this back out to the squirrels too because it's been sitting out for about a week. It's all dried out and everything, but I have no interest in trying to crack them open yet because we haven't really got full harvest yet. I think like full harvest may be like in October. So since I've only seen those walnuts maybe like 1 or 2 days, and I have not been able to see any more fruit drop. So I'm just saying, walnut season for you all who's ready to harvest your own black walnut and know that it comes from a reputable source. I have one out here back where I live at, and there's also another one in the alley where I live at, but I'm just waiting for them to drop more nuts. And I've already made tea. I've cleansed for like 4 days, and then I had to stop. And so today I made some tea. And hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so I have some walnuts that I've already. I dehydrated them at 170 in my oven because I do not have a dehydrator. I had dehydrated these last week, I think, in my oven at about 170 for about 8 hours. I don't have a dehydrator. So I did these because I didn't know when I was going to see more walnuts, and I really wanted to do a parasite cleanse. So I dehydrated me about half of a walnut. I dehydrated me about half of a walnut, and then I just put it in some rice just in case there was any, leftover water from it, moisture, and, I can just make some tea with this. Pop it in a tea bag or just throw it in some water. What's that white thing in there? Oh, that's rice. So this to me is about like anywhere between 1 to 1.5 servings of tea. So like if I put this in a cup of tea, water, I would try to make a cup and a half out of this because I don't want it to be too strong. To me, the taste is a bit bitter, but it also kind of reminds me of as if I was like consuming something spicy, like nutmeg or ginger or cinnamon. As you see here, I had boiled me some tea. I already threw the tea bag away. And I've seen the oils in here when it got done because it's kind of nice to be able to see the oils. I don't know if you can kind of like see that on top. Yep, there you go. See the oil sitting on top? Those are the essential oils. So this is I'm probably going to drink all of this tomorrow, maybe. I might drink a little bit, tonight, but to me, this is kind of strong because you can barely see through it. So this may be like, in my perspective, maybe 2 to 4 servings, depending on how you look at it. This stuff is very strong, and you don't want to use it for no more than 2 weeks. You always want to take a break from it, and it's not something you want to do in an extended period of time. I also had put the other half of that one walnut. This stuff goes a long way. So when it comes to harvesting, you don't have to harvest the whole bunch unless you really planning on like cracking open the walnuts. I know my mom, she wants to actually eat the walnuts, and so when we have that harvest and the fruit starts to drop more, I will grab a few for her so she can eat. But if you're just harvesting the husk, the hull, whatever you want to call it, you don't really need a lot. Because like I said, in here, this was all this, and what's left of this is one hull. Was it one? Or is it two? No, I can't remember if it was one or two. I'm not even gonna... It might have been two, so don't get me lying. But I had... on that day, because I didn't know when I was going to see more, so I went ahead and froze some and dehydrated some, and you can see that these still have, you know, the greenish tint to it. And I made sure I kind of like cut off the black parts and stuff of the ones that was kind of already, I guess you can say, overripe. But I just kind of wish before I froze these, I wish I cut them in smaller pieces, because to me this is a big serving. This, me personally, I would probably make at least, you know, somewhere between four to 6 servings out of this. These things are thick, you know, and they kind of potent. And if you don't know about black walnut, you want to make sure that you're wearing gloves, because when I wasn't doing gloves, I know people told me to wear gloves, but I didn't have any, and I didn't think to at least put a bag over my hand. And so my fingernails has been stained. It still is stained, especially you can see it on this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's still stained on my underneath my fingernails. But that's just how I done it. It's just by, you know, I froze some and I dehydrated some in the oven. And so this will last me I say it would last me a while. And whatever I don't use this season, I would just, you know, I'm probably gonna dehydrate anything else that I get. And I do plan on making a tincture, so I will probably only go and harvest maybe like 6 more holes. I have like 2 jars of these, and so I can make a tincture out of it. I'm not big on tinctures. I feel like tinctures is more like if you're kind of like on the go, you don't feel like making tea, brewing tea. I feel like that's what tinctures should be used for, on the go, quick thing. You know, that's just what I feel. But that's all I'm gonna say with you know, being walnut season. I'm super excited because this is actually my first season of harvesting black walnuts, black walnut husks. So I'm very interested in seeing how this is going to go, and thanks for listening. I'll see you all in another video. Don't forget, it's not about the quantity of how much of the tea or the herb that you take. It's about consistency. Taking a consistent amount for over a period of time is what's going to help your body, not taking large quantities at a time. So that's why when I was saying, you know, holding that big one up, it was like maybe like 3 to 6 cups for me, because it's not about, for me, the quantity. Because if you drink big quantities at once, you could either overwhelm your body, or your body is just not going to absorb the amount that you take. So that's why it's important on just a consistent, reasonable or small quantity. And if you feel like it's not helping you, then you increase your dose.